Alrighty, back by popular demand. We're going to be doing a reaction to the assault that happened to Long Island Audit here back in 2021. Let's drop this into minimize, bring this up into full screen, hit play, and see what happens in this footage.
We're going to have a problem between you and I, definitely.
His body camera's on.
Well, it looks like he put his hand right into the lens of the camera and starts pushing them all over the place. And you can hear the Long Island Audit guy saying, "Hey, this body camera's on. This body camera's on." He's like, "I don't care."
Stop. He has his body camera.
I don't care.
Stop,
I don't care. Right?
I'm gonna
Put your hands behind your back.
I'm not going to close any alarm. I don't.
Last answer.
I don't have any. I'm not going to put any. I'm not.
The other part that cracks me up about this whole thing is it's like these First Amendment people go to these buildings in these public access areas with their devices full of blare, recording every moment, and then they get their device confiscated, but then by law they have access to the body cam footage. So it's like the whole thing's being double taped. It's being taped by the person that's going to this public area, and then it's being taped by the officer cuffing him.
Talking to professional standards since your sergeants don't want him to do anything. You need to learn the law.
Don't point. Listen, we're done talking. We're done. Get yourself a scope.
Really? He's not even allowed to point? That's kind of a well, I'm going to be very honest. I don't deal with law enforcement very often, but kind of like with anything else in life, it all depends on who you get. This video contains newly acquired, never-before-seen body camera footage of my unlawful detainment by Trooper Lavoie and assaulted by Sergeant Fahey of the Connecticut State Police. Watch until the end for the current civil lawsuit update.
How you doing today, sir?
Good, you?
Are you a supervisor?
Yeah.
I was just explaining to Megan here that I'm an independent.
You have every right to film.
Yeah.
As long as you don't film the X-ray screens, because that's all sensitive.
Okay.
And impede the operation, you're fine.
Yeah. No, I'm just an independent journalist gathering content for a story.
I think you're well within your rights. I think you know them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And your name was? Brett Kavanaugh. Brett. Wow, like the Supreme Court Justice.
He spelled it with a K. That's really
Brett Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court Justice.
So I didn't catch all of that. Obviously, we must be in the middle of the coronavirus because everybody's masked. But he's just hearing from this law enforcement officer that he's well within his rights to be recording, except for there were a couple things on the side that he said he couldn't record, which I couldn't quite hear, probably because of the mask, and maybe the audio mics aren't the greatest either. So he's well within his rights to record, though. Let's keep going.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Trooper Lavoie with the State Police. How are you doing today?
How you doing, Trooper?
Good. I'm here to find out what your business here is at the airport today.
Nothing. Just gathering content for a story. I'm an independent journalist.
Oh, great. Do you have your ID on you?
I'm not going to provide you with my ID, Trooper.
By a state trooper for your ID, you're going to have to provide this.
This Connecticut, sir, is not a stop and ID state, and unless you have reasonable, articulable suspicion, I've committed
about to do that. I'm not here to get a legal advice from you.
Yeah.
I'm asking legally an order from a state trooper to provide me your ID. You're causing alarm at the airport. Multiple people have come up to us asking what you're doing.
Ooh, I didn't realize he was in the middle of an airport. That's interesting.
There's a TSA supervisor who just told me I was well within my rights.
Please?
Sir, let's
Put
see
your
it.
hands behind your back, please.
I'm going.
Put your hands behind your back, please.
Sir. Okay.
Sir.
Put your hands behind your back, please. You're not showing me your government-issued ID, so I'm going to detain you with handcuffs.
I'm not going to close any alarm.
Last answer.
I don't have any. I'm not going to put any. I'm not. I don't even have any ID on me, sir.
That's going to be it. Okay.
I can give you my name and date of birth if you'd like. Do you have your body camera on, sir?
581.
One detained.
All right, he's officially in cuffs now because he did not turn over his government-issued ID.
Refusing to provide ID. Is there anything on you that's going to harm me, poke, anything sharp?
I don't consent to any searches.
I didn't ask you that. Is there anything on you that's going to harm me?
No, and I don't
Knives,
consent.
needles, weapons?
No.
No? Where's your ID?
I don't have one.
No? What's this, sir?
That's my car key. Sir, I'm an independent journalist working on gathering content for a story.
Okay.
I have not broken any more.
No one said that you did. You're not under arrest right now. You're being detained.
But why are you detaining
You're
me?
interfering with my investigation.
Sir, you need to have reasonable articulable suspicion. That
I'm articulating that to you right now, that you're causing a disturbance at the airport.
But
Yes, you are.
gathering content. I'm an independent journalist, sir.
You need to stop trying to teach me
Why
legal.
are you shaking? I'm not gonna hurt you.
You
I
need
promise
to
you that.
stop and listen to me. I'm trying to identify you because you're causing a disturbance at the airport.
Oh, he is shaking. You're causing a disturbance at an airport terminal, which I kind of agree, especially in this day and age. Granted, he's just going around with a camera, though. It's not like he's got a duffel bag with like a bomb inside, or maybe a suspicion of a bomb or a gun. But it's, boy, especially in this day and age where, man, you can have sleeper cells and perpetrators come out of anywhere, running a very fine line operation here.
You refuse to provide me your ID. You're clearly
activity.
doing this on purpose.
I'm not.
So we're going to go through the books.
I'm gathering content for a story. I told everybody I'm an independent journalist.
I get that. Now we're going to prove that, sir.
There is no proof of that. The First Amendment grants me the right of
What's your
freedom of
last name?
press. I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm going to
ask you again. What's your last name?
If I do not give you my name, sir,
You're going to be placed under arrest and taken to be fingerprinted to identify you.
Okay, my last name is Reyes.
How do you spell that?
Reyes.
Yeah.
As long as you say that.
His pen's not working. And I mean, all due respect to law enforcement, these guys do see some crazy shit in the field. So I mean, and I think his pen just started to write. Let's keep going.
If you say you're going to put me under arrest, I will give you my name.
That's what we would have to do to identify you. It's not what I want to do.
You have no right.
I came over here just to identify.
You have no right to identify.
Your first
me,
name,
sir.
Mr. Reyes?
You have no right to identify.
Are you going to stop arguing with me? Because this is causing a big problem now.
My first name is Sean.
Yep.
Paul. One word. Can I get your supervisor here, Lavoie? One. Under threat of arrest, I'm providing you that information.
It's not a threat. It's me telling you what has to happen.
Can I speak to your supervisor, Lavoie?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure, do you know who I mean as a fuel farm? 1021.
Do you have a Connecticut driver's license?
No, sir.
Whew, getting his name taken under threat of arrest, and he's requesting a supervisor.
Where do you have a driver's license?
Sir, I don't want to, since I'm being detained, I gave you my name under threat of arrest. I'm not going to answer any more questions till your supervisor gets here, please.
Not a problem.
Invoke my fifth.
Okay. 581 Bradley.
581.
Name and
Yeah, I would say it's a bit much, though, because, granted, again, in this day and age, a lot of people don't like it when you're flashing a smart device in their face, especially if it's in close proximity. Granted, I've been in a couple places just kind of wanding my camera around like this. Actually, I think it might have been like this for a YouTube short. Anyway, moving on now.
date of birth. Unknown on the state. He's refusing to provide that. Let me know when you're ready. What state do you reside in?
Sir, I told you, since you're detaining me, I'm not going to answer any more questions. I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent because I want to speak to a supervisor, please, because you're making a big mistake here, Trooper. I'm telling you, you are.
Unfortunately, sir, you made the mistake by not identifying yourself.
I told you I was an independent journalist.
That's great.
No,
you still need to identify yourself. You're in an international airport, okay?
The law,
the security of everyone here is more important than that right now.
No, the Constitution doesn't end in international airports.
Once again, I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with. I'm not here to.
No, you can go back. You can do that with your supervisor. I'm here. If you whatever you need me to do that you feel that you're going to arrest me over, I will comply with that.
Mr. Reyes.
Yes.
There was no need for you to be handcuffed. You made it this way. You put yourself in this situation. Absolutely not. Not until my backup arrives.
But why are you shaking? I'm not a threat
I'm not
to you,
shaking.
sir. I'm not a threat
You're
to you.
detained right now. You're my responsibility. If you fall over,
not a threat
you're
to
my
you.
responsibility.
Why are you shaking, sir? Yeah, I can kind of agree, though. Sometimes these police officers, of course, there's no line of danger here, but sometimes these police officers can get in some pretty sticky situations. So, I'm thinking there's going to be a little bit of nerves there.
You're saying that, but I don't know that. I don't know that you're not a threat to anything here at the airport.
Sir, the way the world works, you can't handcuff people because you don't know if they're a threat or not, sir. That's dangerous that you're acting like this, really. Just because you're an officer doesn't mean give you the right to.
You're trying to provoke this, but it's not going to work.
Sir, how am I trying to provoke it? I'm trying to instruct you and educate you. So
That's not your job.
It is because I'm sitting
You
in
told me you're
handcuffs
provoking
now.
your Fifth Amendment right to first.
Well, I can invoke it whenever I'd like, sir.
Gotcha.
For answering any questions, but for education, I won't. You just violated my civil rights. Seriously, I'm not gonna say anything else. You did.
This is
Oh, and we have another officer approaching this. I don't know if this is the supervisor, but I guess we'll find out.
our first time dealing with you, correct?
I've never dealt with you before.
You never dealt with the state police?
No.
Never with law enforcement?
I'm not gonna. Are you a supervisor, sir? Sir? Are you a supervisor, sir? I am not. Can I get a supervisor here? My rights are being violated.
We're working on that.
Why are they being violated? Because I'm in cuffs and I haven't broken any laws, sir. ID, sir? Sir, there is, as you know,
You haven't broken any laws, sir, but you are being detained.
an unlawful detainment. This is you know what that's gonna happen, right?
Are you trying to scare me?
I'm just saying.
Are you trying to intimidate me?
I'm trying to tell you that this is unlawful, sir. I've been nothing but cordial with you since you came up to me.
Absolutely, except you interfered with my investigation and failed to provide your ID.
You have no authority, sir. You have no authority to ask me for ID, sir. That's just the fact.
I
I'm
actually
sorry.
do once you cause a disturbance at the airport. If you were just here
I wasn't causing a
and no one
disturbance.
came to me and reported you to me, absolutely, you're 100% right. You could sit here and record all day. That's not the issue. The issue is you're causing
So
alarm and
TSA
disturbance.
Supervisor Brett Kavanaugh came and spoke with me and told me that I have every right to film the security checkpoint.
I did not deny that. Have you heard that from me at all?
So what
You're causing
what action?
alarm and disturbance to the passengers. Multiple people came to me. I'm sure you saw me standing over there, and I was asked to come
I didn't.
and find out what's going on with the.
Yeah, we don't have the footage of him allegedly disturbing others prior to the confrontation with the trooper.
Suspicious person at the checkpoint.
Suspicion is not a crime, sir.
It's not. The crime.
Can you articulate
I
to
did
me a
not
crime?
say that there was a crime committed, sir. I tried to identify you to make sure that there was no issue here, and you refused to do that.
If I were you,
Then you would not put your hands behind your back.
If I were you, I would invoke your own right to remain silent, sir, because you're just digging yourself deeper in a hole. You just
You're a
said there's
great
no crime. Come on, man.
Not at this point, there isn't.
There was never. Yeah, okay. Go ahead. You're right. There was never a crime. There's not going to be a crime, and your body camera will show. I've been nothing but cordial to you. I just was. If invoking my rights puts me in cuffs, I mean, I guess that's just where
If
we
you
are.
feel
in
it was
Connecticut.
your right to not provide me your ID when
It
the state
was.
trooper requested it,
It was.
that's how you feel. That's fine.
Yeah, see, the problem is you think you're above the law, and you think you're above.
Absolutely
you think
not.
you're above a citizen.
You see now you're projecting your thoughts because I'm in uniform. So
No,
you
no,
assume
no,
because I'm in uniform.
I'm assuming because you put me in cuffs.
Yeah, you're detained. That's 100% right. For failure to comply.
An unlawful detainment. Okay. Is the supervisor is coming?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm sure he's gonna explain it to you. I'm sure he is. Cool, man. It's all about education here. I'm not mad. Trooper Lavoy. Good, you got body cameras. Is good. Great transparency for everybody. Because my phone wasn't. Imagine you did. This is what I'm talking about for law enforcement. Imagine you didn't have a body camera right now. My phone is off. I'm not recording.
Okay.
So what type of accountability would I have against you if you didn't have a body? That's why body cameras are important. It's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah, I do agree that the body cam is probably really smart because it protects the person you're detaining and the officer.
You know that the state police have had body cameras for over 5 years?
That's great. That's good to hear. Really, it is.
31 is transport, and I'll be out inside the
Where I'm from, they don't have body cameras, so I'm an advocate trying to promote that.
You should. We're still trying to find out where you're from, so it'll be interesting to find out who doesn't have body cameras.
De-escalation. if you do a little bit of de-escalation, things might go a little bit better for you and anybody else.
You could have too.
All I did was tell you I want to invoke my right. Is
Absolutely.
this a supervisor?
No.
Come on, man. Can I get a supervisor here? He's going to explain to you guys to release me immediately. I haven't broken any laws. This is insane.
You'll be released as soon as you're identified,
This is unlawful
and we're sure that there's
detainment.
nothing being done here.
Dr. Cruz and Lavoy.
Sir, can I just ask why?
I've been very transparent, sir. I told you I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story. Exercising my First Amendment right. That's all. Dude, the TSA supervisor he just told me I have every right to film the security checkpoint.
Absolutely.
He's the TSA supervisor.
Right. Mr. Reyes, you understand that. I've never denied that. That's not why you're detained. That's not why you're being
Detained because
spoken
suspicious.
to. You're detained because you weren't cooperating with me when I was trying to investigate what was going on over
Because I
here.
wouldn't provide my identification.
Absolutely.
Understood. Well, we can have a difference of opinion. This is America.
Absolutely.
But the only thing we can't have a difference of opinion on is the law. And you're a law enforcement officer, so I guess. Okay.
Sir, can I just ask why, like, an officer asking for ID, why you wouldn't provide it? Like, what is the big deal?
It's part of my rights, sir. I don't have to provide ID. It's not. If you didn't have a right to do something, why would you? It's a right. It's not a privilege.
Were you just arrested recently?
I don't answer questions.
The answer is yes.
So why are you asking a question you know the answer to?
Because I think you're just trying to be difficult.
I just don't want to answer any questions. Is that
you have
an
an agenda here? That's what I'm telling you. Like, you have some kind of agenda.
agenda for? I didn't put myself in these cuffs. I told him I'm a journalist. TSA didn't put me in cuffs. He said.
People tell us stuff all the time. Doesn't mean that we necessarily believe them until they provide
You can't.
I'm just kind of scrolling around to see. Okay, so that looks like the supervisor there. Let's maybe go right to about here and hit play just to suck up some of this footage.
Well, until we could get the supervisor, everyone came for you. All right, sir. Multiple people came up to me, including TSA, saying this guy was acting very suspicious at the checkpoint. I observed him recording, which is nothing wrong with that. However, when I went to identify him to find out what his business here at the airport, he refused to comply.
Okay.
Wouldn't provide me any ID. He's like pushing the limits. He's trying to test us, I think, and see. He's saying I violated his First Amendment right, and that he didn't have to provide ID, and that's why he didn't. When I asked him to put his hands behind his back because he wasn't being compliant with me and I was investigating, he refused to do so. It took me 4 or 5 verbal attempts to get him to do that. Had to physically put his hands behind his back. He's been compliant since, but constantly questioning what I'm asking, just being difficult. I don't think there's anything major here. I think this is what he was here to do. He says he's a journalist, and he was recording, but he has no documentation of that. And I just did a pat down. I didn't do a search, obviously.
Well, where did you find him?
He was literally right here recording everyone, recording TSA agents.
Oh, so he wasn't on the other side?
No, he's on the unsecured side, recording the TSA checkpoint, recording passengers, and people were just alarmed and disturbed by what he was doing.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure everything was safe.
Okay.
And that's where we're at.
Hi, Sergeant. Sergeant Drummond.
Yes.
Sergeant Drummond, I would like to be released immediately from this unlawful detainment. I have not broken any laws.
Mm-hmm.
Your trooper did not have any reasonable articulable suspicion to identify me or in any way. I talked to supervisor from the TSA, Brett Kavanaugh. He told me that I have every right to film the security checkpoint. This is a public building. I'm an independent journalist. He's violating my First Amendment right of freedom of press. And like I said, I would like to be released from these handcuffs.
Okay.
And he turned off my phone. Just, I would like to be released from these handcuffs immediately. I have not broken any laws, sir.
Okay. All right. Why were you videotaping? Just out of curiosity.
The same thing I told your trooper. I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story.
Okay.
I'm not going to divulge until the story is published. Now I guess the story has changed to an unlawful detainment by your officer, by your trooper. Sorry. And like I said, the longer I'm in here, the longer you guys are violating my rights. So I would, as a supervisor, I would advise you to do the right thing here, sir, and have me undetained.
Okay.
Because I have not broken any laws.
Okay.
And your trooper has a grave misunderstanding of Connecticut law, saying that a trooper, if they ask for your ID, you are obligated legally to provide it. I know that you do not. That you need reasonable articulable suspicion.
All right. Turn on. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You need reasonable articulable suspicion, and I think you're.
Okay, are we officially gonna get a handcuff release here? After all this time, after 15 or 20 minutes of sitting in cuffs?
I would like to file a formal complaint against this trooper.
Okay.
And I'll be writing a statement to your internal affairs. But I'd like to file a complaint with you as a supervisor.
Well, I'm going to direct you to our professional standards unit.
You're not going to take a complaint from me.
I don't take complaints. We don't do that. You have to go through our professional standards.
That's not how it works with troopers.
No,
Okay.
no. It has to go for you
Professional standards.
Yeah, and then it'll come down through the chain of command.
Okay, great.
Well, I will advise that.
Could you do that for me?
Yes, I will.
It's official. He's out of cuffs. Let's see what transpires with the fellow trooper.
Listen, that's not the law. That's dangerous.
No. Actually, he had a reason to question you. You chose not to cooperate with him. You became the subject of an investigation. So
I do not have to provide my ID unless he articulates a crime.
Okay, that's fine. Listen, do we have your name? Are you going to provide your name?
He told me he was going to arrest me, trooper. This is what I'm saying. I understand you guys have your thin blue line and you guys stick together. I get that.
Listen.
But what I'm saying is, if he's breaking the law,
or I'm going to leave. Stop talking.
I mean, you can leave whenever you'd like, sir.
You guys are all set?
Oh my goodness. He keeps on rambling and then like, okay, we're gonna buzz out of here.
When I get my things and go.
Where's this?
I'm going to get it.
thing.
Okay.
I'm going near my.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Be careful, man. Come on, what's wrong with you? Come on, man. This is all on the calls for.
I don't know.
I'll be talking to professional standards since your sergeant doesn't want him to do anything. You need to learn the law.
Don't point. Listen, we're done talking. We're done. Get your stuff. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go, sir.
Not even a circle infraction.
Huh?
Not even a.
That's interesting. Don't point.
No, just let him go.
Circle infraction for what? I didn't break the law.
All right, let's go.
You did. You violated my rights.
The Vantage Shadow Gun Magnet is freaking awesome. It not only carries
It's
an
the
additional
Shadow
magazine,
Gun
but it's gonna work
Magnet.
with almost any firearm. It lets you carry it absolutely anywhere, so you can mount it inside of a car, under a desk, beside your bed, whatever. These are normally $40, but you're going to get one for free
Back
when you
to
purchase
Long
Vantage
Island
holster.
Audit.
So let me show you.
I was just unlawfully detained by the Connecticut State Troopers here. I was put in cuffs by a tyrant officer, a rogue officer who thought that he knew his job, but obviously didn't. Excuse me. I will be taking the trip over to the Connecticut State Police headquarters right now and filing a formal complaint against Trooper Lavoie for his grave misunderstanding of the law and his egregious actions which resulted in my rights being violated here today. I'm going to add that in this video, so let's get to it. Let's head over to the Connecticut State Troopers headquarters. I'll see you guys there.
Alrighty. So he is going to head over to the Connecticut State Troopers barracks and file a formal complaint against these violating officers, which in some respects I can definitely see where he's going. And in other respects, I kind of like the Long Island audit presenter mentions how there's that thin blue line, kind of walking, at least in my personal opinion, walking a little bit too close on that thin blue line. So let's finish this recording so we can go to another recording. And I hit the off button and it didn't work. Let's try it again.